They called her crazy. Now them same people she was warning you about getting exposed left and right. Shout out to Sammy the Bull YouTube channel for the footage. Let's get into it.
Now circling back to Diddy. You thought last time was bad. It gets worse. New whistleblowers and even more video. Let's see what Jaguar Wright has to say about this. Allegedly, she knew what was going on behind closed doors.
There needs to be someone here who's been here all along. I've been waiting for this moment for 5 years.
Called out Diddy and others for years, and even made an appearance at the trials.
So who's next?
Y'all don't see the lineup?
Yeah, we see the lineup. I'm just waiting to see who's next.
Jay-Z is setting Diddy up. Why is everyone having such a hard time? He ain't doing different. He lined up D-Haven, stole his life and identity. He lined up Big L, stole his life and identity. He lined up Dame Dash, stole his life, identity, and took his love. Lined up R. Kelly. He wants to be the one.
Yes.
Allegedly, Sean Carter is responsible for enacting Hype Williams to put Aaliyah on a faulty plane to move her out the way as punishment for rejecting him. And so he could level up Beyonce, who was struggling. Let's just say allegedly that happened. Now I want you to think about 106th and Park with Mary J. Blige. Free, who is a victim of Sean Carter.
Yeah.
Mary J. Blige, who is a victim of Sean Combs, are sitting there talking about the death of Aaliyah amongst each other. Think about that. You got a Diddy victim, you got a Jay-Z victim, and you got a superstar gone. They know what happened. And yet, they had to sit there and have that conversation like they didn't know who did it. Mm-hmm. Think of the power of that moment.
If I didn't see the Diddy trial or anything like that, and I just listened to her alone, she's yelling, she's screaming, she seems like she's still completely out of control. I don't know if I would believe her either. I mean, and she's coming up with some heavy-duty statements. If nobody followed up on that, then maybe they thought she was bullshitting or she's out of her mind or something. Time has produced her to be telling the truth and being truthful. She intended to watch. Why wouldn't they use her? I mean, why wouldn't the government turn around and use her? I think she would be such a powerful, powerful witness because she was saying this before Diddy is in trouble. Now, I could see them passing up. They thought she's a little loose in the brain, maybe. I don't know. I think the same thing, just watching her a little bit. But now, what she was talking about seems to be the truth. So, bite your tongue and say, bring her in and say, this is somebody who said all these things before his trial. I think that's extremely damaging to Diddy. Now there's another one, right? So let me see that one.
She can't sing, but they got her a microphone and let her pretend.
So let me
She was an okay actress, but, you know, she was good at acting. She'd been doing that all her life. J-Lo is just, I don't know. Every man she's been with has said the same thing, except for Diddy. Diddy's the only one that said she was a great girlfriend and how he wish he hadn't messed it up.
Yeah.
How is that the only man in her life that had regrets about their relationship and everybody else ran for the hills? Like, it's not nobody noticing that. That everybody else that's left her, oh, she was too this, she was this, she was that. But Diddy said she was perfect.
Maybe she was meant for a medal.
What happens if you're only perfect for the devil?
God.
What the fuck does that make you?
Damn.
You know, so now she's talking about J-Lo And why would you, the only person who was good for the devil? I guess you're one of the devil's disciples, is what she's trying to say. And I kind of believe that. She's been horrible human being with everybody. She was married to an actor right now, and she was doing horrible things. Not just cheating on him, that's fairly common in life, but she was doing some weird shit with Diddy behind her husband's back. Again, I don't know why they don't use her as a witness in the case. Maybe they'll bring her in at the end. I don't know. Or maybe she's too far gone, too bitter. When the defense gets her on the stand, the defense lawyers will probably tear her up. She's not somebody who's going to sit there and answer normal questions. And maybe they don't want to talk to her for those reasons. I don't know. But it seems like now when you're showing one video after the other, going back before his trial, after, during his trial, she seems like she's right on the money with everything with him and J-Lo and everybody else who was involved. She's been spilling the beans a long time. Nobody addressed it. Nobody investigated it. Nobody followed up. Some people are very erratic when they talk or they get mad or something. And maybe that's why they wouldn't touch her with a 10-foot pole. They're afraid of her blowing up and being made a fool of. I guess they don't need her.
Diddy had been trying to get to Bieber for a minute. And his management was backing him off. But it wasn't until Usher took over management and had guardianship and gave temporary guardianship to the diddler for 48 hours. Think about that. He had already been to the hospital. That situation that Gene was talking about. And you still took Bieber there. But you got custody of him first. Yeah. Diddy had already tried. They wouldn't let him. Actually, someone made reference to the fact that Diddy trying to get at Bieber the way he was trying to get at Bieber was looking a little predatory. And then Usher came in and discovered it and managed him and got custody of him and promised to look after him. And then he sent him to the diddler. Does that sound like a good guy?
It's horrible. It's horrible.
Does that sound like a good guy? Now that we know what Diddy's really like. They're not seeing what the intentions was in his heart when he took Justin Bieber there.
Oh.
Let's be honest. He took Justin Bieber there.
Oh, this sounds like...
This is crazy. This is a wild one right here. I like that he, clipped up some things. I'm a Jaguar fanatic. I like to react to a lot of her stuff. And just to see somebody else's perspective on the situation and agreeing once again with the ones who do believe her is crazy. I don't know too much history about Sammy the Bull. I know, a little bit about him and some of the alleged things about him, but just to hear somebody else's perspective on the situation is right, it's cool. But how do you guys feel about it? Leave it in the comment section and let's talk about it. Be sure to help get this video out by hitting that like button and hitting that share button. It lets the algorithm know you're rocking with it and you're rocking with KMHP TV. Thank you in advance. Let's get back to it.
This is the guy, Usher is the other guy. She took Justin Bieber there. And this case can't get more disgusting by the minute, and people talking like that. See, now she sounds very, very normal. She's talking in a nice, quiet voice, and she's saying exactly what happened. Now, it's very easy to make her look like a liar. Just go to all the facts. Was this guy in control of Justin Bieber? Now, I saw an interview with Justin Bieber on a television with P. Diddy, where he was promising him a car, a Lamborghini or some fucking bullshit. And he started talking about it, and P. Diddy shut him down. What I tell you about talking about it publicly? So I guess he had Justin Bieber, who was giving him breaks in the music industry, giving him a car, a Lamborghini, fucking around with him too. I haven't seen him come up in the case, but I heard stories about it. Again, there's so many stories. I don't know which one is true, which one is exaggerated, which one is false. I have no idea. I don't know how you could get out of it. But, and then, some of these stories almost fit a RICO better than they've been presenting. Because this shows an organization of bringing people in and sticking them in and sucking them in, and they get stuck with drugs and sex and everything else. So now I don't even know why they wouldn't use these things. I mean, they could subpoena Justin Bieber.
I almost wonder though, would that be a criminal enterprise if it's one person though? See, that's what everybody is failing to, I think, speak on, is the fact that it's one person. That's not an organization. One person is not an organization. Or am I wrong? Let me know. Let's talk about it. Leave it in the comment section. What are your thoughts on it? Let's get back to it.
Into the court and force him to talk under, an oath. I don't know what he would say or what he would do. I know Justin Bieber is related to marriage, Alex Baldwin. Yeah. So all of these things that are happening now, they all link together into this. And that's what's making me start to think that the RICO law could actually work in this case, because now I'm starting to see an organization of people who all answer to the same person, the boss, P. Diddy. And the same reason, drugs, sex, violence, it all links in, and that becomes a RICO act. So maybe that's what they're doing. Maybe that hasn't come out yet. He's got a tremendous problem. And it seems like everybody knew. When Castellano was the boss of a family, it wasn't just the family who knew he was, maid guys and captains and people like that. Everybody knew he was the boss. And I think that's what's happening to him now. It seems like everybody in that music, Hollywood era knows a little something about him. The power he was wielding, what he was doing with it, things like that. Now, I don't know what's slowing it down. You got a lot of big names now. Gillie, Justin Bieber, all kinds of big names popping up. I'm sure there's names that don't mean anything to us, but in Hollywood, maybe they were big corporate people. All kinds of shit was there. I don't know. But I tell you one thing, he really snagged a lot of people into this freakouts, or whatever you call them. We'll see what happens. It's coming up soon.
My son died because he was my son.
Can you speak on that? You mind speaking on it?
Sure.
Like, you said it was your son. He died because of
He
your
was targeted because he's my son.
He
was working on his EP. I bought Philadelphia for him so he didn't have to sign to a company because I knew what it was going to do. He interned at Rock Nation. And they approached him to sacrifice me. I saw his death when he was 19. I moved us here to stop it, to prevent it, to avoid it. Right. And it happened anyway. And see, that's when I knew that Kanye's mom, Kanye would have never wanted Donda dead. Not even by natural causes. I was happy when he finally accepted it. because they sacrifice your loved ones, whether you agree or not. See, sometimes you agree and they put you in position, you know, but sometimes you disagree and they take them anyway to show you what the harm is. Giovanni, his death is why I do what I do.
She breaks my heart listening to her that they had a son and she feels they killed him. And another sign of the RICO showing your power over people and what you're going to do. And other people see that or know that. They're afraid to talk. They're afraid to do anything because they'll lose a loved one. And so I right now, if they had that woman, right now, I don't know why they don't. She's showing to me an enterprise at a RICO situation stronger than any of the witnesses I've heard so far. I don't know why she's not in a court talking like that. She's not as erratic as I saw her in the first films. She was very calm, very straightforward, right to the point, pretty exact on what she's saying. Now, if there's other facts that boost her up, I have no idea why she's not a witness in the case.
I speak in fair use for criticism, critiquing, educational purposes, and sometimes to be funny. But this is wild. I like to, like I said, I like to hear a different perspective of other people and how they feel about what Jag is saying. So we got to hear from Sammy the Bull this time about that. Leave it in the comments section, man. Do you agree with the situation? I really didn't know that about her son. So I really do send condolences to her. If that was the case and that's what went down, that's wild right there. And I can understand now really why she's going in. But what do you think? Leave it in the comments section. Let's talk about it. Is Jag on point? Do you like his thoughts over the situation? Leave it in the comment section and let's talk about it. I'm going to respond to everybody's comment possible. So until the next video, this your boy Kaotic 1. This right here is the KMHP TV YouTube channel, home of the reactions and more. Until the next video, I holla. Peace.